All right, I'm sitting here with the jury of the competition today. Thank you guys again for being here, for putting up with hours and hours of music, and I know that you guys have traveled a long way to be here, fighting through Dallas traffic and stuff. So thank you again. I know we've said it again, but
our pleasure.
Thank you for being here. I just have a couple of quick questions, for you. I just want to hear a little bit about your experience specifically with this competition. I know that many of you have judged competitions all over the country, maybe all around the world, but specifically when it comes to the competition here at Weatherford College, what has been your experience like?
I would say one of the things that comes to my mind is that it's a luxury for us to have had the big elimination round already done.
Yeah.
So our job was a little bit easier in that fashion, to just hear a day's worth of 11 wonderful, wonderful pianists.
But on the other hand, it made it harder.
Well, yes.
Because everybody was so good.
So good, yes.
And that's, in general, when you listen critically, you listen for things not to like.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and to try to make an easy decision in a way.
Yes, and it was so hard to find those things in this competition, you see, because everybody was so interesting and so accomplished, of course. And
so different.
Yes, and so, each person individual, and altogether quite a delight, but a problem for us because we had to make these distinctions.
Yeah, sift through all of the, I was mentioning earlier, for me as a pianist, I'm listening, I'm like, everything sounds technically, flawless.
Of course.
So, so I'm sure it's, and I'm just listening, I'm sure it's more difficult for you guys as judges having to sift through all that and be like, okay, I think this one is the best.
Well, everything was technically flawless.
Yes.
So one doesn't even have to discuss that. So then you ask yourself, well, what are we listening for? What do we want from a performance?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's where competitions are a difficult medium because it's such a subjective thing. You're choosing the best artist. What is that? It's a strange. They're a very necessary and wonderful thing in some ways in nowadays, but it's a strange concept. So.
Yes. Competitions are wonderful for young people because they bring them into the music world and they hear other people and they're heard by people and they learn how to function in the music world and so we encourage that.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel? Again, this is Weatherford is a pretty small community where the arts I don't think have been championed like you find in other, bigger cities and things. Yeah. This fine arts department is pretty small compared to many universities that you all come from. But how has your experience been dealing with maybe some of the leadership here at Weatherford College with Dr. Song, who's worked very hard to create this competition?
She has created something absolutely amazing, and I've watched this grow online since, 7 years?
Yeah, this is 7 years.
And this is the first time that I'm actually meeting her, and of course it's my first time here. I am so impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't say in advance that this is a small college and it's a small town and it's this and it's that, you wouldn't know that from walking in here and listening to what was happening on this stage today.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. And young students in all the major conservatories know about this competition now. They really do. It's on the map.
Yeah, which is a major blessing for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to live about 2 minutes down the road from here, and first time I ever came here, I sat the whole day and just listened. It's not as a Dr. Song didn't even know me at that point, and I just thought, how is it that here in Weatherford we have this level of pianism right in our backyard?
It's amazing.
Great. One final question for you guys: is there anything that you would like to express or say to everyone who's helped to put this competition on, to the community of Weatherford, to the college, and in this case you can look right into that camera and
Well, thank you to everybody who, I know there were quite a lot of people who volunteered their time behind the scenes and in front of the scenes and out in the lobby and catering and driving people. It really does take not a village, but at least a small army to put one of these things on successfully. And it was beautifully run, beautifully organized, everything moved smoothly. You would think that you had a cast of 100.
Yeah.
And the process doesn't stop between competitions. So the ongoing work of people and support from donors and everything is all essential. So
So
great to see.
congratulations. That's
yes,
what we want to say.
congratulations.